England.
One life, live it up, 'cause you got one life. That's sweeter when you reach that goal. That's sweeter when you reach that goal.
Power Oil, healthy for you.
Thank you very much, MSA. England survived a late fight back to defeat Colombia via penalty shootout to advance to the quarterfinal of the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Tottenham Hotspur striker Harry Kane put England 1-0 ahead from the penalty spot in the 57th minute after he was wrestled to the ground and the box.
Carlos Sanchez. Harry Kane is England's priceless gem.
But a last gasp equalizer by Barcelona defender Yeremina in stoppage time stretched the game into the extra time.
Quadrado takes and Mina scores.
With the 30 minutes of extra time unable to separate them, both sides had to go into penalty shootout.
And England win on penalties. History in itself.
I thought we played with great discipline. We were very composed in our use of the ball, and in a big game, I think that was impressive from a young group of players. We then had to keep our discipline several times, which was outstanding. And we had a cruel blow on 90 minutes, which we then had to show incredible resilience to come back from.
So many emotions in that game. Thought we played really well. We controlled the game. Obviously, so unlucky to concede last minute. But look, we stood up and we was tall, and we weren't going to let it affect us.
England survived a late fight back to defeat Colombia via penalty shootout to advance to the quarterfinal of the World Cup in Russia. Tottenham Hotspur striker put England 1-0 after the penalty spot in the 57th minute after he was put to the ground and the box.
Carlos Sanchez. Harry Kane is England's priceless gem. Him and him again. Ospina.
England fans celebrated in central London after watching their team beat Colombia in penalty shootouts to reach the quarterfinal of the World Cup. Supporters went into rapturous celebrations when Eric Dyer scored the crucial penalty. England had previously lost all 3 World Cup penalty shootouts and 3 of 4 in the European Championship. It prevailed over the Colombia when Matheus Uribe and Carlos Bacca failed to convert.
In the last couple of minutes, but we pulled it back with the penalties, so it's coming home. It's coming home.
We're going to win the World Cup. Unlucky Colombia, sorry.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, we deserved to win it after 90 minutes. It was absolute devastation that they equalised in the last few minutes. I didn't think it was deserved, but it was a tense extra time. I can't believe that England actually won a penalty shootout. I've lost my voice, I can't talk. It's coming home. England going to win the World Cup. Harry Kane's going to win the Golden Boot.
Absolutely amazing. I'm just so proud of the players. Like we've turned that from a negative situation when we missed the penalty into a massive positive one, and we can prove how strong we are. England, football is coming home, so what can I say?
Sweden's brand of football may not be easy on the eye, but they have added Switzerland into the list, including the Netherlands, Italy and Germany, as they marched into the World Cup quarter-final. Sweden fans leaving the stadium moment after the 1-0 victory overjoyed that dogged defending on the pitch and had pushed their team through. The fans danced and chatted in celebration, waving their blue and yellow flags.
I was absolutely not worried. I mean, we have this great defense, so it's no problem. I mean, this was no problem.
it's the best. We didn't expect this, but now we are in the quarterfinal. It's absolutely amazing. We love it.
All the way from Switzerland to support my country, and everything went bad, and the players didn't play well, and that's made me unhappy.
They did a well job, and but I was expecting to go to the quarterfinals. So fortunately, it wasn't. They didn't play well enough. They should score in the first half, I think, and then. But we will see Switzerland in 4 years in Bahrain. So I'm very positive.
Brazil defender Marcelo is back in training with the team as the 5-time world champion to prepare for Friday's World Cup quarterfinal against Belgium in Kazan. Marcelo did not start against Mexico, having not fully recovered from a back injury. Brazil also got a boost as the medical team cleared winger Douglas Costa after he recovered from a thigh injury sustained against Costa Rica in the group stage. Most of the players trained in the gym with the exception of goalkeeper Allinson. Brazil will face Belgium in the quarterfinal game on Friday as they remain on course to win a 6th World Cup title.
Power Oil, healthy for you.
English Premier League side Chelsea have rejected Barcelona's more than £50 million bid for winger Willian. Both clubs are still in talks for the player who is on international duty with Brazil at the World Cup in Russia. Barcelona first began efforts to lure Willian to the Nou Camp as long as 3 months ago. Elsewhere, French midfielder Steven Inzauzi has also told his Spanish team, Sevilla, he wants to leave. This follows an offer for the midfielder by English Premier League club Arsenal. The Gunners would have to pay a buyout clause of £35 million for the 29-year-old Inzauzi. The move to Arsenal provides an opportunity for Inzauzi to rejoin his former manager Emery at the Emirates Stadium. Emery took the French player to Spain 3 years ago from Stoke City. And English Premier League champions Manchester City are finally set to seal a £180 million double deal for Riyad Mahrez and Jorginho. The 27-year-old Mahrez left the Leicester City training camp on Tuesday in the wake of ongoing talks between Man City and the club. Leicester is holding out for an initial £60 million more for the Algerian star, and 2015 PFA Player of the Year Mahrez could have his medical this week. Jorginho moved to City from Napoli is believed to be closer to completion, with the two clubs finally ready to agree a fee of £48.7 million. Novak Djokovic professed himself happy with his first round 6-3, 6-1, 6-2 defeat of American tennis Sandgren, an impressive start in his challenge for a 4th title at the All England club. Djokovic seeded 12th, his lowest Wimbledon seeding, but after a problematic 12 months, since pulling out of the last year's tournament with an elbow injury, the signs that the former world #1 is coming back to form. The Serb, though, was less happy with plans to introduce a short clock at Wimbledon next year. The US Open is set to introduce the clock this year so that the 25 seconds allowed between points is strictly enforced, and Wimbledon is likely to follow suit.
First match at Wimbledon, you know, you always want to start off well. I've never played him before, so you know it took a little bit of time to kind of get used to his pace and rhythm. But just overall was quite a solid performance. I obviously was not happy at all, as all the other players in the player council, for one very simple reason. Not because of the shot clock or not, we could discuss that. It's because we as players are never reached out and never advised or never. We are not participating in the conversation or decision making.
The painful process of removing an icon on the way is in Cleveland as workers in the city took down a 10-story billboard of number 23 LeBron James, following James' announcement that he will be joining the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday night. Some fans began flocking to the billboard to take pictures with it before its inevitable removal. Nike took down the previous version of LeBron billboard following his departure to the Miami Heat in 2010. LeBron James is heading to Los Angeles after agreeing a 4-year deal, $153 million contract. And that's all in sports. Ademola Lawrence is back to Veronica and Esther.